Facebook group.
I'm monitoring that. Technology loves me.
All right, it's showing live on my end.
Okay, let me see. Sometimes it doesn't come in order. I don't see us yet.
Whoops. Oh, wrong thing. I see us.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Wonder why I don't.
You might have to go out of it and then refresh.
There we are. I found us now.
Okay.
We were hiding.
We were hiding. We were bashful for a moment. A fleeting moment.
Very rare for me. Well, we're live. Yay. All right, my friends. So, as some of you probably saw her live the other day, this is Vicki Poole. She is a great friend of mine. We met through the Do the Thing Network, which I absolutely love and recommend. And she is here tonight. She has helped me personally with self-confidence and feeling better about just speaking out live and walking into rooms and things like that, and just really working on that. We did some hypnosis on that, and which is super cool. It's just a really cool process, I think. And it can be tailored to what you need. So that's the cool thing about hypnosis. And I'm sure Vicki can speak to that more. But from my perspective, it was just about feeling good in my skin again. So it has really helped me. And I listened.
Yay.
He has some great daily affirmations that I absolutely love. So maybe what we'll do is pop the name of your group in the chat here so people can get it. And then they can listen to your affirmations every day.
Yeah.
Well, the reason we came on live tonight was to talk about mindset during the holidays, and then a little bit about setting goals for next year. And the things, I've been talking about is really getting rid of the sugar and getting rid of all the junk in our diet. So we're going to kind of tie all this together. So first, Vicki, would you like to talk about mindset, because that is your specialty?
Yes. Give me just 1 second. I was just about to grab the link to share in the comments.
Perfect. And I at everyone so they see us.
All right. Beautiful. And then I'm going to put the link to my group.
Fabulous.
And I will say, anybody that wants to join the group, make sure you answer the questions, because the people that don't answer the questions don't get in. So I'll just let you know, my dog's scratching on the carpet.
We have our dog with us today.
Yes, we do.
What's your dog's
name? Come here.
Oh,
this is Ren with his little Gap shirt on.
I like it. Ren.
Yeah. He's a sweetie. So anyway, what was the question?
We're going to talk about mindset. Well, you're going to talk about mindset coming into the holidays, because I know a lot of people get really stressed about the holidays and, really, am I going to gain weight? How's it going to go? And there's a lot of family stress, family dynamics can make people crazy at the holidays. So I thought maybe you could speak to that first, and then we can talk a little bit about goal setting for 2025 and some of the things that you and I have planned that we're doing together.
Okay. Yeah. Terrific. So I need to turn this off so I don't get distracted. Stop. And sorry. And so as far as mindset goes, especially with food and the holidays, with stress, with family and everything, it can be quite triggering for a lot. And that's why a lot of times people way overindulge, because it's a stress factor and they're eating those emotions instead of dealing with them. And, and some emotions can be really, really big, right? One of the things that to me helps with, it's hard to just on here to do some mindset work, right? But maybe we can do a little meditation or a little visualization process as we go. Just remind me and we'll do that. And that would be helpful for everyone. But the main thing is, and I'm sure you can go with this as well, Chris, because it's planning ahead for not only what food you're going to eat as a person that is wanting to maybe not put on weight. We're not even going to talk about releasing weight, losing weight, or anything like that. I always feel like if you can get through the holidays without having to pull out your stretchy pants, you've done a good job,
I'm
right?
with you there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I agree. It's a lot about pre-planning. So I
Mm-hmm.
always bring my food wherever I go, and I show up with a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And people always laugh at me. I call myself the food pusher, but I always bring things that I know I can eat endlessly and not have to worry that I don't embarrass myself, especially because, I'm very specific about what I'm eating. I'm not eating any sugar. I'm eating a lot of protein, lots of high fats. So that's not typically something somebody's going to have at a holiday meal.
Mm-hmm.
There's always something I can find to eat, but I like to bring a bunch of platters. Then everybody can eat healthy. I can feel good and not feel ashamed that I'm, scrounging around for something to eat.
Yeah.
So it's just setting yourself up for success.
Well, it's funny that I'm not as generous when I do that because because I used to be vegan for a very long time. And especially when I was vegan, I would fix my own food, right? Because even the simplest things, they would put some kind of meat stuff in it, right?
Mhm, mhm.
And I would put my stuff in the kitchen in a certain area and I'd say, nobody touch my stuff. This is for me. And
Right.
sometimes they would walk over and they say, but that looks good. No, you can choose from all of that. You can't eat any of mine. So I would be very specific. And so, like for Christmas this year, we're doing Italian instead of the traditional stuff. And my daughter's gluten free. And I try to do gluten free as well, but it's not a sensitivity for me, but it is for her. Me, it's
Right.
just a choice. And so I'll be making, my plan is I'm going to make a healthy lasagna with some gluten-free noodles and some zucchini and different things. Right. And I'm going to make it, I might make 2 pans, but if not, I'll put 1 pan and I'll sit it to the side and I'll say, nobody can eat this. Because to me, now I have taken like a charcuterie board and everybody can indulge in that. Right. But when it's something specific, because the way I look at it, and this is just me, everybody has carte blanche on everything that's over there. And when you're limited and there's very few things that you can pick from, I would be pissed if I went to go get my food and the only thing that was left was the things I couldn't have.
Right. No, that makes
And that
sense.
could happen, right?
And I think both are legitimate plans that could work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just, as a chef, like that's my thing. That's my language of love.
Yeah.
Food.
Yeah.
Food is my
Well,
language of
see,
love.
that's not my language of love, except
Right.
for to me.
So, but either way, you have to have a plan of how you're going to
Mm-hmm.
approach the holidays.
Yeah.
Now, when my parents were alive and they would come for holidays, I would be a bundle of nerves because the dynamics, my mom was always trying to clean everything, and my dad was like criticizing everything, and I would be just a bundle of nerves. So I would way overeat because just that nervous habit.
Mm-hmm.
You have to walk away from the table, which is one of my biggest things. Don't stand next to the table where the food's sitting out because you're just going to mindlessly shove that food in when you get nervous.
Yeah.
And
Or
so,
stand by the vegetable tray.
stand by the window and look outside, or
Yeah.
talk to one person. Get your hands full of a glass of water.
Yeah.
Just simple little tricks like that really, really help. But also have the mindset of, okay, it's a holiday. I want to enjoy myself.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to, kind of relax your standards at that time, knowing that you can get right back after it. It's
Yeah.
not the end of the world.
Yeah. Well, see, for me, like one of the things that I tell people when I'm working with them for holidays, stress and eating and everything is I say, get a plate. And if you want to do the thing where you test everything, it doesn't matter if, because I don't believe in diets per se. So I'll say the thing is you take a tablespoon and you go and you dip in a tablespoon and you take a tablespoon's worth because a tablespoon's worth of everything is going to give you a taste. And then that way, if there's something that really lights you up and you want just a little bit more, then you can go get a little bit more. But what what I used to do many years ago was I would go and whatever serving thing that they had. I'd
Like,
fill it up and I'd put it on the plate. Sometimes I'd need 2 plates almost to put all the stuff in. And then I would sit there with 2 plates and I would eat the whole doggone thing. And so sometimes it was mindlessly eating while I was talking to people, right? And sometimes it was because I had been a dieter all my life. As the diet mentality can kick in really quick. If
yes.
you've been a person that said, I can't eat any of this and I can't eat any of that, you get the opportunity to eat it. It's like the Last Supper. I used to have a Last Supper every Monday before I'd start a diet,
Gotta get it in.
That's right. Eat everything I know I can never have. And so I think sometimes that's what happens to people too, is that they've lived a life of deprived. And so they're just looking, and there's this opportunity that I can overindulge in everything. And then I'll start again tomorrow.
Well, and I also feel like Christmas and Hanukkah have that special, that special Bob, because now you're coming into the new year and you're like, well, I'll just start again in the new year. And how many years have you started again? Like again and again and again?
Yeah. I was a Monday starter. I would,
I've been there too.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, I already messed it up for this week. I'll just start again on Monday.
Yeah.
But that mentality led to a life cycle of just try this, try this, try this, try that, try this. And so for me, it was better just to give myself some grace. And then the next day, so make the next best choice.
Yeah.
I messed up, if I had too much at Christmas dinner, then the 26th, I was like raring to go. I'm like, okay. And one of the best things I ever did was make sure you go for a walk after a big meal.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It helps your digestion and it helps you not feel like a blob, and it lessens the guilt of whatever you just ate, which is so weird, but true.
Yeah. Well, we can guilt ourselves big time for anything we're doing when it comes to food. And, one of the things that is really important when I'm working with a client, if it's about weight and food and everything, is that there are times, if you've been a dieter your whole life, if there is a sweet treat there and you take a bite of it and it doesn't really live up to your expectations, you eat it anyway, because it's something you don't think you're going to get to eat again. And so I like to tell everybody, one of the things is to set an intention before you go, that anything that you try, if it doesn't exceed your expectations, really, really attach your palate. I like to say, do you remember the movie When Harry Met Sally?
Oh, I love that movie, yes.
And when they're in the restaurant and she's pretending to have an orgasm and the lady says, I want what she's having, right? And so I say, especially when it comes to the desserts, if you don't take a bite of it and you feel like, oh, this is amazing,
then give it
put
up.
it to the side, try something else. So that's why it works really good to take just a little tiny bite, a tablespoon of something, because it's like making love to your food.
Like it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then another thing.
Now, thank you. Now I'm going to forever think of that every time I do try a treat. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
My husband will be like, what are you doing? It's a lot of having a moment.
It's okay. I'm just enjoying this. Give me a minute.
Okay. Well, if we hadn't had anybody's attention yet, that probably did it. Well, see what fun it is to work with us. We're a bunch of crazies.
That's right. That's right.
Can you explain how, gosh, now I got my thoughts all out of whack. How the hypnosis works, how that can help somebody?
Yeah. Well, we have beliefs about food, because this is food related. We have beliefs about ourselves and about food. And especially if you've been a person that's been a dieter for a long, long time, where you've been maybe a yo-yo dieter, one of the things that happens is we have this internal thermostat of what we believe is possible. And so, like for me, few years ago, I was 75 pounds heavier than I am right now. And I had been up and down my whole life. I'd get thin, I'd get really fat, and I'd get thin, and I'd get really fat. And it was the thing. But every time I got fat, I got a little bit heavier, right? Which is the typical thing.
Right.
So over time, I began to believe that that's who I was, that even if I lost the weight, it was going to come back on. So I might as well just be prepared. So when it got too hard or too restrictive or too boring or too anything, I would give up on it just because my internal belief was that was me, that was my life. And
Right.
there are so many things in life that we do repetitively without even thinking because we believe that's who we are. And so what hypnosis does is it helps, like I was saying, it was the thermostat. So what your thermostat basically does, and this is what your brain does for you when it comes to your weight, or whether you're a smoker, or whether you're someone who makes $100,000 a year and you would like to make $200,000 a year, but you've only made 100,000 or less, right? That's your thermostat. So just like your thermostat in your house, if you have it set on 70 degrees and it's hot as hell outside, it's going to be coming on to bring the temperature from, and you open the window and all the heat's coming in, the thermostat's going to kick in so that the air conditioner will bring the temperature back to 70. Now, if it's cold as hell outside and you open the window and you've got it set at 70, it's going to start turning on the heat and bringing the temperature up to 70 degrees. That's the way it's designed, right? But that's the way our bodies and our minds are designed, is whatever we believe about ourselves, we will do everything we can subconsciously to make sure that that's our life. So we can fight it for a while. That's one of the reasons why willpower doesn't work, because willpower is only 20% of what's going on in your mind. The rest of it is your subconscious mind. So your subconscious is the one that's in control. And that's why hypnosis is so powerful, because that's what it works on, is your subconscious mind. So let's say, for instance, I had someone sitting here with me and they were telling me that they were craving sugar. Oh, I'll do it even better. I had a client not too long ago that had this thing where, and she wasn't a heavy person, but she had diabetes and just different medical issues, right? But she could not resist sugar in any form. And at work, where she worked, they had bowls of candy, and it was getting close to Thanksgiving, and they had all these sweet treats, and they were treating everybody. And so she was wanting to resist that stuff, right? So I did a hypnosis session with her where I helped her to, through her subconscious mind, to dip into the place where she could be satisfied with one little tiny sweet treat if she had to, but otherwise she enjoyed doing things like talking to people. There was other things that she could do at an event, a gathering, because it's really supposed to be about the companionship, the connection with people, right? And over the years, it's just become that love is our food, our food is our love language, love is our food language, whatever. Yeah, whatever. But it has gotten to the place where it's all about the food and people don't even talk and connect, right? So I helped her through this hypnosis, and she sent me a message the very next day after she had been at work. And she said, "Oh my God, Vicki, this stuff works." She said, "There was sweet treats everywhere. And it wasn't that I was resisting it." She said, "I didn't even want it."
Right.
So when you can, and that's one of the things that hypnosis can do. And, you know, I'm also a master transformational coach too. So I coach people with what's going on as well. So if there's something that's happened in your life that is leading you to be this way, as far as, you know, from the ages of 0 to 7, that's when all of our beliefs begin. And that's where they really, really become solid. And then we just expand on those beliefs for the rest of our lives. And whether that is a belief that something you heard one of your parents say, Oh, I don't know about that, Chris. I don't think she's the smart one. She's the one that's going to be the artist. She certainly won't
And then
be.
it gets in your head.
Yeah. And it gets in your head. And then somebody at school says something, laughs at you because you wrote something on the board and it was incorrect. Or maybe you tried to read and you missed a word and everybody laughed. And then you develop this belief, I can't do math. I can't read well. And you'll keep doing things that support those beliefs. And so you can even have beliefs like you've someone that has been attacked by a dog can be so fearful of dogs after that, even little bitty dogs.
Right.
And so what I can do with hypnosis is really figure out what is that limiting thing that's causing a problem for you. And I can help you. I don't just go in and say, we'll take that away. It's
Right.
that what can we replace it with? Because we want to replace it. And that's why one of the things that helps a lot, even, after hypnosis, I help people with triggers, something that's going to trigger this new behavior, something that's going to trigger these new thoughts and feelings, whether it's seeing a color, or sometimes I attach it to an activity that we do every day. Like if you brush your teeth every day, that's when you're going to think about this. So it depends on what's going on, what people are wanting, but there are so many ways that I can use hypnosis to actually find out what's the problem, what it's causing for them, because they wouldn't even be trying to do something if they weren't recognizing something was about it, right? And then I help them to extract out of it what they don't want anymore and put in a new habit, a new way of thinking, because
Fascinating.
we can't leave a void, right? We don't just pull out a hole.
I always think of that like brainwashing your brain.
Yeah.
It's like telling your brain a different story and making sure your brain believes it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I came to you and I said, I don't feel confident when I walk into a room, and I feel like hiding, like I don't feel good in my skin. I want to feel good. And we worked on that, and we did it over online. So you don't even have to be in person for this to work. You
Right.
just have to be able to be open to telling your brain a new story. And I think
Right.
that's kind of what manifesting is. Like you tell yourself, I'm going to be successful. I am successful. I'm going to get this weight off, and it's going to happen. And no amount of anything else is going to get in my way. It's going to happen. And then voila, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crazy thing, but it works.
Yeah.
I'm all
So it's like hypnosis kind of helps you to take on those things that you want to do in your life, whether it's you want to take off the weight, you want to, release the weight, and you want to start working out and like working out, instead of it being a drudgery. And so I can help with that. Right. But when you're, not going in with hypnosis and taking away those limiting beliefs, to me, it's the same as you go to the store and you buy a new sofa and you have them deliver it to your house, and they bring it in. They say, where do you want it? And you say, oh, it's okay. Just put it on top of the other one. It'll be fine. Now, would you really do that? No. So to me, when you're not doing something to pull out and get rid of some of those limiting beliefs, you can throw things on top of it all you want to, but those limiting beliefs are going to start sneaking up through. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a good way to explain it. So going into 2025,
Mm-hmm.
we got to look at some goals and things that we're going to do. And I think this is a good opportunity for us to talk a little bit about what we're doing to help people coming into 2025. I'm a small part of this. Vicky's a big part of this. But she came up with some really cool ways to help people. And so maybe you want to give a little clue into everybody what we're doing.
Yeah. It is called Shake and Shimmy Your Life, right? And so
So I took years of belly dance, and I still am not a good shimmier. Hip shimmies I can do. Shoulder shimmies, not so much.
Yeah.
But yeah. So go ahead and explain it now.
Okay. So the reason that I came up with this, to be perfectly honest with you, is because it's something I needed, right? I wanted to start eating healthier. Cue Christine. And then I work on my mindset all the time. And I wanted to move my body in a way that was fun and didn't feel like it was a chore. So
And
I
belly
first
dance is
I
fun.
yeah, at first I thought, well, maybe I should join the gym. I just didn't feel good. I've done that before and never went, so let's don't even go there. I could get a new video to watch, and I do some things now. And I thought, I haven't thought about it in a while, but I took some belly dancing classes. I bet people would like to do belly dancing.
So unbelievably good
It
for your
is
core.
so fun. Yeah, it's so good for your core, and it's good for your sexiness,
Absolutely. Nothing
right?
gives you confidence like
Yeah.
shaking.
And it has nothing to do with what your body looks like. It
Nope.
has to do with when you can move your body in this way and feel confident in that movement.
Yeah. And
You
I'll tell you
feel
something.
totally different about your body, right?
Oh, yeah. Some of the best belly dancers have big bellies. And you know what? They rock it. They
Hmm.
absolutely kill it when they're dancing. I love to watch them because they have such great muscle control
Yeah.
and body control. It's wonderful. And tell us what the other part of that is.
All right.
You're shaking and you're singing and what?
Yeah. Well, we're going to be working on the mindset. So we're going to be talking a lot about sugar and how it sabotages so much of your
Yeah.
life, right? And we will talk a little bit about how sugar is hidden in our food in ways that we do not even know. And the things that they put in place of sugar are the sugar substitutes. A lot of those, like I did a workshop on this quite a while back, and I decided that I was going to look up 5 different things that they used as a sugar substitute in our foods.
Mhm.
And I was just going to take those 5, and I just picked at random, and I was going to look up what the side effects were.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, the things that each one of those things cost, it was like, there's a reason why that they don't put these on the label and tell you what they are, is because more than likely you wouldn't buy it. But then I say that and I hear the commercials for medications, and then they tell you, and your skin's going to look great, but the possibility is that you'll die.
Right.
What the hell?
Right. That always kills me. Or what I like best is ask your doctor if this is right for you. So now I'm going to the doctor and I'm going to tell them what I need.
Oh, that's what happens now.
And
That's
then
what those commercials have created.
you could lose a limb, you could lose your hair, you could die, I mean, like the
Yeah.
list is endless. Like, yeah,
And some of them, it's like you're doing something for your skin, right? And one of the side effects is a skin problem.
well, yeah, I know this seems a little kooky, but you know what? People buy it by the
They
droves.
do, they do.
Always try it.
And so the thing is that you and I and anybody that wants to can give people all this information, but then they still have to make a choice
Yes.
of whether they want to indulge in that or not. Like, for instance, I was just talking to my sister the other day, and years ago they removed red dye 3, wasn't it?
Yep.
So now they're working on having red dye 6 removed.
Which is great because I have a grandson who absolutely goes bananas every time he gets anything red.
Yeah.
Just
And
off
it's
the wall.
that dye is made from petroleum,
Mhm.
and the things that it can cause in your body. I mean, there's a reason why Fruit Loops that are targeted for kids, and then now there's so many kids with ADD. There's
Yeah.
so many kids that have mental things. There's a reason.
Absolutely.
And like, I even love the story of why breakfast is the biggest meal of the day, or the most important meal of the day. You know the story of how that came about?
It's marketing.
It was definitely marketing. It was from a cereal company. I think it was Kellogg's.
I'm sure it was.
And so they hired someone to help them sell the cereal,
Yeah.
because then what people did a lot of times was they went out and they worked in the yards, in the fields and everything. And then they came back and ate their first meal, which they called breakfast.
Right.
And so what the cereal companies did with this marketing was they had this where everybody's supposed to eat this cereal for first thing in the morning. And then it's sugar laden, which makes you want to eat more. And, so it's like this big domino effect. So, I mean, it is huge. And I know I'm getting totally off topic, but these are things that just blow my mind most of the time.
So, like, one of the things I studied was sugar, the addiction of sugar is how addicting it is. So I gave up all sugar, but I can say, and I use allulose because allulose is known that it really doesn't affect your insulin levels. But the thing of it is that when you have just a little, especially if you're not having any for a long time, it is like your body just craves it. Like you want it so bad. And
Yeah.
if you have a little, you want more and more and more. And I remember, I think it was easier to give up smoking cigarettes after years than it is to give up sugar.
Yeah.
Because you're right, sugar hides everywhere, everywhere. If you go into your pantry right now and you pick up a bottle, I guarantee you, somewhere on the label is something with sugar or some kind of sugar derivative.
And it's hidden in plain sight.
Oh, and there's like a million names for it. So even honey, even what's it? I forgot the name of it, but all the healthy alternatives.
Agave.
Well, thank you, agave. If you look up agave and its health benefits and how bad it is for you, like it's sold as a health food, as was Kellogg's Post cereals, all the sugary oatmeals, all that stuff was sold as a healthy alternative. But when you really get down to it, there is so much sugar. Well, in September, my son decided that he wanted to join my sugar-free lifestyle and gave up soda. So from September till now, he's primarily eaten a keto lifestyle and he has lost, I think, almost 40 pounds.
Yeah.
That's how much sugar affects us. Because once that sugar elevates our levels, then our body just swells. Like it just swells up and it can't hold anymore. And it swells further and it can't hold anymore. And it swells further until your body's so inflamed that really it might not even be weight. It's just inflammation.
Yeah.
And the inflammation starts to hurt your joints, hurt your muscles. So what do? We don't exercise because we're in pain. And then we sit down and the cycle continues. You're eating this crappy food. You're getting more inflamed. You're sitting down more and on it goes. So the first thing you need to do is get rid of sugar. And that is part of Vicki's program. And that's where I come in. I'm going to give you some healthy alternatives so that you can still have a treat every now and again and not have to worry that you're going off the rails and you're going to have this like sugar craving.
Yeah. Well, let me share a little story real quick, if that's okay.
Yeah.
My ex-sister-in-law, little thin girl, right? And I went over to have dinner with my brother and my sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law's sitting on the counter because my brother does all the cooking and everything. And she says, "Oh man," she said, "I want something." And she goes to the refrigerator, she opens it up, and there's a little Hershey's Kiss. She wraps it, unwraps it, and she takes a little tiny bite. I mean, you know how it has the point? It was just a little tiny bite. She wrapped it back up and she stuck it in the fridge. I said, "What did you just do?" She said, "Well, I just wanted a taste." I said, "For me, that's about 5 or 6 of those things. That's a taste." And she said, No. She said, I was craving a little bit of chocolate and now I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's what I want to be able to do. Right. And so that was one of my goals with hypnosis and everything. And I got to test that out with some of my clients, and these clients were in person, and I'm sure it would work online as well, but I haven't done it online. But they take a Hershey's Kiss. We do some hypnosis. They take a bite of the Hershey's Kiss. We do some hypnosis. They take a bite of the Hershey's Kiss. We do some hypnosis. And each time they do this, they rate how much they want that Hershey's Kiss, right? The little tiny bites. And by time we've done a few sessions, and sometimes I do it with EFT, sometimes with hypnosis. But when we get to the end of it, they can taste the wax in the chocolate.
Yep.
They don't really like the Hershey's Kiss anymore. And so those people, it's not like they give up chocolate completely, but they get that mentality of, I'm going to be making love to this stuff. It's got to taste good. So they start buying the more expensive, decadent chocolates, the ones that's the real cacao, the ones that's actually better for your body, right?
Right.
And so it's amazing that you can be so addicted to these tastes and these things that you don't even notice, right?
Well, let's go back to my Diet Coke addiction. And I mean,
Mhm.
I drank 2 2-liter bottles of Diet Coke every day. And then my daughter got diagnosed with epilepsy, and they said that Diet Coke is really bad for epilepsy. So I gave it up in solidarity with her. Now she still drinks Diet Coke, and I don't drink any. But the thing is, I didn't realize what it tastes like because I had been drinking it since I was a kid.
Mhm.
Well, first it was Tab Cola, then it was Diet Coke. And then maybe like a year ago, I put my unsweet tea down, and it was in the same cup as my daughter's Diet Coke. We both got them from Chick-fil-A. And I picked up hers by accident, and I took a sip and I spit it out. I was like, what is that? Ugh. She goes, what are you talking about? It's Diet Coke. I hadn't had it in years. And I'm like, it tastes like metal.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
had this awful flavor. I'm like, how was I so convinced it was great? I didn't even drink any water. I was so convinced it was good. I just drank it without even thinking about it. Tons of it.
Well, see, in my opinion, it's because of all the chemicals that are in things. The
Yeah.
chemicals hijack your taste buds.
Yes.
And so you can't even taste the food in the same
So
way.
here's what they say. If you went 30 days without any sugar and then you taste something, it tastes obnoxiously sweet. Like to the point you almost can't chew it. It's so sweet. And I never really realized that before. Like
Yeah.
I just everything. I added sugar to everything, and not because I was a pastry chef. That was my training. Everything has sugar, so you just. But I thought because it was homemade and it was made from scratch, that it was so much better than the store, and it wouldn't put on pounds for you because I think that's really
Well,
naive.
my grandmother, as
So
sweet
naive.
as she was, she used to say she cooked the calories out.
But there you go. Oh, Stacy Lauren just said hi, ladies.
Oh,
Hello,
hi,
Stacy.
Stacy. Hi. I was telling her today that we were going to be on here.
Yeah.
So, like we were saying, that Chris is going to be helping with the nutrition side of things. And she's got some major recipes. She shared some with me recently. I haven't tried them yet. I've got to make out my list of ingredients and go get them. But like I said in the beginning, one of the reasons why this was created was because I needed this for me, right? And so I reached out to Chris and I said, hey, can we talk?
And I love collaborations. I think it's super great because you get the best of everything. So I'm
Yeah.
going to drag out my skirt and my zills and
Yep.
my skills and get my belly dance on because I used to love it. I really did. And then we moved and it was too far away. And I was like, well, I'll move on to something else. And I did, but I've missed it. I did do Jay Belly's School of Belly Dance ab exercises every
Okay.
day for like a month and a half. And let me tell you, those things are killer.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, ooh, baby, that hurts. But I'm not kidding. I mean, there's so much like just the moving the littlest tiny bit, those little muscles.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, the exciting thing is that, I took belly dancing classes too. And of course, I just did it at the rec center and everything, but it was so much fun. And we had this program at the end of it. So that's what I was going to do was I thought this is a 14-day program. So you're not committing to a lifetime. Hopefully you will continue the process for a lifetime, but it's 14 days where Christine is working with us for helping us with recipes and helping with the nutrition and some of the nuances that I just don't know. And then I'm working with you with the mindset. And then I have a client that has graciously agreed. Now, I don't have the videos yet. So if it comes down to it, Chris and I will be doing it. But the thing is that she is a professional dancer. And I don't mean stripper. I mean, she is a professional dancer. She does belly dancing and salsa. And she does for entertainment at parties and restaurants that are opening and all different kinds of things. And so she's agreed to create a video series as you get into the program, you'll get a video every day for the 14 days that has a little bit about the belly dancing. And so it'll give you a chance to practice and play with it. And then at the end of the 14 days on screen, we will do it together.
I like it.
I know. It's so exciting.
I might embarrass myself, but I'll do
That's
it.
okay. I'll definitely embarrass
I'll practice.
myself.
Um,
And I've got to find my hip skirt.
Me too.
So one of the things that I'm offering as a special, not only is Christine adding her 2 bits in there, or her 20 bits, whatever it is, uh, but anybody that signs up, the first 10 people that sign up get a free hip skirt shipped to them. I'm getting them on Amazon, but you have to have signed up and paid in full. And then I will get your address and ship you your hip skirt. Now, I can't guarantee what the color will be, because when I looked, there was a lot of different ones. And so we'll see. But a hip skirt just makes it so much more fun, because it's got the little bells on there, the little whatever they are called, the little jingly things.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just makes it sound fun. But Andrea, which is the woman who's going to be doing the video series, she said anybody that didn't have a hip skirt, you could just get one of your shawls that has the fringe on it, wrap it around your waist, and it kind of gives you that same feel, but you can't hear it. But the hip skirt really makes it fun. So that's what we're doing. And it's actually going to officially start January 6th. And so it gives people a chance to be ready to get there, get through the holidays. But one of the things that if you sign up this week is we're going to have some extra sessions going into the holidays. I will do a little mini session, hypnosis session before Christmas, if depends on how everybody's doing with signing up, but at least before New Year's, to help you with whatever the mindset is going into the new year. And so I'm super excited. And it just felt like at first I was going to do it right before Christmas. And I thought, maybe it would be better to do it after the first of the year. People have gotten through, they've seen what's going on, and then they might even have this mindset thing that starts popping up about their body and the possibilities.
Well, we'll be energized by the new year.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
New possibilities, new year.
Yeah.
So this is called Shake Your Sugar and Shimmy Your Soul. I love it.
Yeah. And
do you have the flyer thingy?
I've got the here is the link if anybody wants to just copy that down.
Yeah.
And we'll add that into the group. Let's see, I can add that in real quick.
Okay,
let me see
great.
if I can get to it.
I told Stacy she needs to belly dance with us.
That's right, she does. I've already had a few people that have said that they wanted to.
Of course, we want to have fun with us. Hello.
All right, so I put it in there. Oh, no, wait a minute. I put the wrong thing. Hold on.
Now, let me ask you, while you're doing that, how is it delivered? Is it in a program, an email?
Well, the videos will be sent email.
Okay.
But we will be meeting in person on Zoom,
right,
for like the first day and about midweek, and then on the second week the same.
Okay.
So, and then at the very end of the 14 days will be I got to go into another place.
Shimmy together.
Yeah, we'll be shimmying together, and it will be great.
Yay!
All right, so let me find this real quick. There we go. Copy. Paste. Okay. So now let me get back over here.
I see it.
Yay! I think I got it in there. Where there's a will, there's a way, right?
You're still better than me. Now, what is... Oh, there we go. That's perfect. Okay, got it. All right.
Okay. So the cost of the 14 days, the price of admission, to have all this fun, to completely have a new mindset around sugar and around your food, and moving your body and learning these new steps and a new way of enjoying exercise and moving your body, because as long as you're enjoying it, you're going to keep doing it. It's
Right.
when you're doing ththings that you feel like it's like, oh, I have to do that again. You're not going to keep doing it, not for very long. If you
Right.
do, you're 1%, right? So it is $198, and I have a in the landing page, there is a Stripe where you can actually go in, and I think Stripe actually gives you an opportunity to make payments with them. I'm not sure. Maybe it have to be over a certain amount. I do not know.
No, I think it does
But
break it down.
does it? Okay. So it is Stripe, and it's in there, and the landing page tells you a little bit more about it, but we will be having so much fun, and there'll be hypnosis and visualizations, and I will be sending out like some different posts and stuff during the week too. It's not all in person, and I haven't decided yet, but I may be creating a little mini Facebook group for this, and it'll just be a pop-up group that will go away when the program's finished. But that way you can come in there and all the videos will be there and all the stuff, right? So that is on my agenda. I have not done that yet, but I still have time. So, and anybody that that signs up that it is with Christine, I have a I think I have a discount link that I'll have to look and see what it is, but I think it was like $20 off or something like that. So not only would you get Christine, my program, and your hip skirt, but you get a little bit of a discount as well. So I'm super excited.
Yeah,
but that's only for your people that show up. So I know.
But yeah, no, I think it's a great value. It's a lot of fun. We're going to do a lot of different things. So for my portion of it, I've got some really good recipes to share with everybody, and get that sugar out of there.
That's right. So I'm really excited about some of the recipes that you've already shared with me.
Yeah.
And I've only had one session with Christine so far where we talked about the food and all the things. And I started as a health coach. So the funny thing is, a lot of the stuff, it's stuff I know, but I just don't do it for myself. Right.
Well,
and so
we need each other. So it's okay.
That's right. That's right. So I knew exactly who to reach out to when it was like, oh my gosh, I've got to decide to do this differently. So I was so grateful for you to saying yes. And then when I told you I wanted to do this program, would you be part of it? It was like, well, yeah.
I love the adventure. I love working with people. So I'm honored to work with you. And then also I love collaboration. I just think this is sort of new to me, all the collaborating, but it's been such a great experience because I always learn something, but it's invigorating. Like, to not do it on your own is invigorating. It's always much more fun to do with friends. I always say fitness is better with friends, but so is work. Work is better with friends.
Yes. So I'm excited. So just to do a little recap, we will be getting rid of some of those sugar cravings. We'll be working on the mindset things that are holding you back or keeping your thermostat stuck at a place that you don't want. And then Christine will be working with you with nutrition and recipes, and we're going to be learning the belly dancing, and we're just going to have that start, as soon as possible. I'll be doing a little party so we can get together and we can just kind of share a little bit about everybody's expectations, but it is going to be glorious. And at the end of the 14 days, you will have a full belly dancing routine, not a long one, but a choreographed one. And you are going to have amazing recipes. You're going to have so much knowledge about how to move forward with your food choices. And then you're also going to have had the opportunity to completely change the mindset around food that's been keeping you stuck. And that doesn't, wherever you are, whether you're stuck wanting to lose 50 pounds or you're wanting to lose 20 or 5, it's all a mindset thing that we can work on with all this stuff. So that's what it is. And it's 14 days and it's $198. And I'm so excited to be on this venture with everyone.
When does it start again?
It's actually January 6th is when it officially starts, but we'll be doing some things prior to that.
Yes, I knew that, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I thought you said the first week in January. Then I was like, wait a minute, is that right?
Yeah, I think it's the January 6th. Let me just look real quick, but I think it was the 6th. Yes, January 6th. It's the first Monday in January.
Well, Stacy didn't say yes yet, so we have to work on her.
Well, I talked to her earlier. She wasn't feeling really well, so she's probably not. It's not on her radar right now.
I hear you, but I tagged her in it just in case.
Okay. All right. Good.
So,
all right. So this has been fun.
Yes, thank you for joining me. I always enjoy our conversations, and hopefully, our people will find the video and join in the fun.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So, with that, let me go ahead and we will say farewell.
Yes. All right. I will see you tomorrow for your affirmations.
All right.
See you later. Bye.
All right.